point. Question is, can they nade him out of there?
Close up. He's going to be Fellow taking down Attach. Splyce's first point on the board, but Priester and Zuma taking anything away from them. And FaZe Clan again, first game of the day, not really warmed up as much as you say Splyce would be, but a hot start here for FaZe to get 24 points. And we're going to see the scrap time go in favor of Splyce. Rotations coming in, and Fellow breaks through into Ruins. That's brilliant for Splyce.
And I think Fellow having a good game would be big, because we know Splyce has lost both the game ones in their series. Felony had a horrific game one yesterday. Bounced back a little bit today with the game one, but still not stellar stuff. They can get a big performance out of him and just get that game one underway, so you don't have to have these series going the distance. I think that could prove critical for them. But after getting blown out on Cave, FaZe now set up in top Ruins and soaking up even more time here, Momo.
Yeah, MadCat's doing a really good job as well. He's not trying to get any points here, but he's on one side, and of course his teammates pushing in from the other. It will create the pinch. Bats finding two. Fellow as well finding the third here. Attach does answer back here, but the score will be paused for a second there. Splyce now getting a couple of points. Number 4 though on your screen. Zuma trying to flank around, not going to happen. MadCat's got his number. Splyce trying to get some points on the board. Much needed points at this point. And we're going to see Splyce spawning out for that next rotation onto Bunker. 22 seconds left. We're going to see that rotation coming very shortly.
Yeah, the rest of this time should go to Splyce, so they actually are going to take a little bit of a lead here, unless for some reason FaZe try to contest this. I can't imagine that being the plays. They want to be set up for Bunker. Look how push forward Priest is on the top side of the map. That's giving so much information that they're not going to be flooding through cabinets. All going to be through mid-map and Bell, but they win the 2 gunfights mid-map. Attach is able to answer back. Priesta has to rotate back. So the 2 players push in. They lose everybody at the back, and now suddenly Splyce has a response.
Yeah, and again, Priester, it wasn't necessarily a bad play pushing up. Unfortunate timing there. Obviously, his teammates go down as he's right up at P1, and unfortunate for them, that flips the spawn. Splyce have it now, and they're going to be spawning at Bell. Number 8 is a key player. Tommy is going to finally go down, but Replay's contesting here, not letting Splyce get any of these points. We're currently sat 50-50.
Yeah.
A very close game.
And I think you said it right. It wasn't really his fault. He was pushed up getting information. The problem was just, yeah, his teammates all drop at the same time. Then he has to hightail it so far back to get to the back of the spawns. Before he's able to get there, Splyce already have him. And Splyce very quickly back in this game. FaZe has at least done a good job trying to contest here from the front, so they haven't given up a ton of time to Splyce, but still, you think if you're FaZe Clan, you should have earned a heck of a lot more time there. I think you just did a little bit of damage to yourself by not losing some key gunfights, or not winning some key gunfights mid-map.
Okay, so going into another rotation here, we're going to be going straight to this mid lane, and Replay's first on your screen. He's going to be the one collecting the points. Replay's currently sat at 7 and 5. But 33 seconds for his teammates. 64 plays 63 right now, and Splyce trying to bully their way through. It's going to be Tommy in the hard point, but Fellow on your screen, he's going to be watching this flank now. Finds one, and he could do some damage on that bottom side of the map.
Priesta, though, on the other side, continues to win gunfights over by Cabin, so he's going to make it, well, he's going to make it difficult to rack up time in here, but MadCat, as he gets the one Cabin Alley and one pushing out of spawn from Bridge, does a good job at least allowing Splyce to pick up some time, but typically on this hard point, dead center of the map for the most part, you do not see a whole lot of points going in here. And yeah, both teams getting a little bit to trickle in, but not a whole heck of a lot to show for it here from the East Road.
And again, we may see FaZe just get the scrap points, but we're going to have one rotation done, and it's pretty much neck and neck going into that cave hard point once again. And this is where FaZe took that early lead. And you know what, judging by that minimap, they've got a great spawn set up here. I think they're trying to figure out exactly where Splyce are, and now they know.
FaZe did a really good job in Cave the first time through. Zuma is in. And Zuma not that far off of streaks. We'll see if he can get some added weaponry here to maybe open up this lead a bit more for Splyce. As I say that, he gets pushed by 2 players and will drop. Replays tries to answer back inside the hard point, but a tough position to be inside with the FG.
Fellow taking damage there. He's going to jump back on that hard point, still getting those points with 20 seconds left, and that's most definitely a rotation from FaZe. The problem sometimes with rotating so early is now the other 3 players can push this, and if these Splyce players can pick up some kills, as Tommy does, they can not only get the scrap points, they can break through, but it looks like FaZe are holding tight here at the Ruins. And you see Priester setting up in mid-U. Zuma dropping back to Bell, finds one, traded out by MadCat. Splyce do take the lead now with around 15 points.
All right, well, here we go. Can they break in through Bell? No. It's Zuma with one with the grenade. Finds a kill with his PPSH as well. but nobody in the hard point at this point, because inside of you is going to be Bance. He's disrupting anything you're trying to do if you're FaZe Clan. Until they clear him out, it's going to be real tough. Well, they try to clear. That nade was meant for Bance.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Zuma went ahead and pushed him and then caught the grenade from replays, so not the best sequence of events for FaZe, but you're still here, able to reinforce quickly, and able to at least contest right now.
Big fan of the smoke grenades coming out here, just trying to block off any vision to try and break through that. Madcat finding the double with a PPSH, and Bance finding number 3. Splyce, a very, very narrow lead, but they do have, the scrap time. We're going to see Zuma come in, finally pick up a couple of points, and then it's going to be Tommy trying to get some scrap points, but still attach over there, contesting. Necessary, not too sure here, but Splyce, they do have this spawn set up now for the bunker.
And keep an eye on that clock. This could be one of those games where the clock comes into play, because both teams kind of approaching the halfway mark as far as getting to the 250. The clock's about the halfway mark as well. If you have another East row where nobody really racks up any time, this is going to get very interesting.
And even on the bunker, last time we saw a lot of contention coming in.
Sure.
If we have that kind of standoff play, may come in once again. Replay's having a great game, 19 and 15. Good to see him back on the scoreboard as well. Madcat picking up a double. But again, just back and forth, as no one can really get a solid setup here. The problem is Splyce have the spawn, so they should find themselves with the last 20 seconds, and now they can focus on this middle lane.
Splyce did a lot better job there at bunker, not letting FaZe contest. They helped them out of the front quite a bit. I mentioned that clock, only about 16 or so seconds went off, so for the most part, they kept the contest away and were able to rack up some points. That's now a big reason why you're going to see them take a 50-plus point advantage here as we do head over to the East Road. Let's see what Attach can do here as he's wrapping around Ruins. He knows he's going to get pushed from Bell in a moment. Madcat, though, will be the one trying to fight for capping control. Tommy's actually already won that gunfight, so until they clear out the players from Splyce, FaZe is going to be very, very difficult to put really any points here.
Love that from Tommy as well. Just dips in the hard points, dips out. He's on a 4-kill streak. I think he's 1 kill away now from those streaks, so he puts himself so close, milking that hard point. The question is, I think Tommy's just going to try and jump in it. Jump in it, jump out.
Perfect.
Milk it.
That was absolutely perfect. Madcat gets the kill. He hops right back in. Now you have some streaks to go ahead and work with here. Tommy will finally end up dropping, but again, not before he was able to pick those up. Madcat's been doing a great job here. He's going to get streaks as well. So that duo you had there by Cabin, just between them juggling and kind of finding kills for each other to get in, you get 2 sets of streaks. That's just fantastic teamwork there for Splyce.
Yeah, and a key part of actually winning this mid lane here is keeping full control of Cabin, and that's what Tommy and Bance are doing right now. Not only does it win you the mid lane, it also wins you the spawns for Cave. Splyce are starting to run away from this 50-point lead now. They've got 2 sets of streaks, and ironically, they're not outslaying that heavily. You're starting to see Madcat breach away as well as Tommy. But apart from that, it's pretty close.
Oh, yeah. I mean, oh, God. And you don't really need a ton of kills when you're juggling the hard point like that. Half of your getting to streaks is almost coming in from just the hard point points. But, yes, this is, like you said, Momo, certainly starting to open up. It was very back-and-forth affair. Has now been all Splyce for, basically 3 hard points in a row. They've done a ton of damage here. And we mentioned streaks for Tommy and Madcat. Bance is on a 4 streak as well, so we could see a 3rd set of streaks come into play here. And if that's the case, I mean, unless you have everybody at Mountain or some kind of miracle from FaZe, they're going to get smoked over this next hard point or 2.
Yeah, that's the problem. That is the problem. We've got Bance now on a 4-kill streak. I'm not sure how close he is, but let's stay on board with Tommy as he rains down fire from above. It's going to be 2 kills for him. Not going to find Zuma being the 3rd, but now Madcap can make this kill. You're almost pretty confident they'll be able to shut it out. He will find it, but the rest of his team go down. More streaks to be invested? I think so.
Yeah, they're going to keep coming in. Last fighter probably got a couple of kills. This one's able to get 1. Probably would add 2 if he didn't die to an actual grenade. And now you're going to get set up in the hard point. You still have 2 glide bombs to go for either side. And this is the hard point you could win it on. All you have to do is win a couple of one-on-ones and invest these streaks. That should go for the player inside of you. Yep, that'll pick him up. Tommy's got Bell watched. They only need...
Yeah, and they should be able to do this with the streaks that they do have. They had glide bombs, fighter pilots. They should be able to close it out. And honestly, it's tough to watch from FaZe because they played it so close. They lost pretty much the rotation onto bunker, and Splyce just ran away with it there in the mid lane. And apart from that, you've got to say, well played for the streaks. Madcat and Tommy really coming together there.
Yeah.